Two resumes, same experience, different worlds. Let me tell you about two engineers, same college, same graduation year, same first job at mid-sized tech company. 5 years later, one of them is earning 40 LPA a year, other one is earning 15 LPA. Same background, same starting point. Then what happened? One became a cloud engineer, other became cloud architect. And most people looking at those two job titles thinks, okay, one is just more senior than the other. You do the engineer job long enough, you get promoted to architect, simple career ladder. That is wrong mental model. And that wrong mental model is costing thousands of engineers years of career progress and hundreds of thousands of dollars in lifetime earnings. Today I am going to tell you the truth about these two roles, what they actually do every single day, where the real salary gap comes from, and the most importantly, the exact roadmap to make that transition in 2026. Whether you are a fresher just starting out or working professional who has been stuck at the same level for too long. Let's get into it. Here is the first thing nobody tells you clearly. Cloud engineer and cloud architect are not just different level of same role. They are fundamentally different type of jobs with the different mental models, different daily work, and the different relationships with the organization. The confusion exists because job postings are a mess. You will see companies posting a role called cloud engineer that is actually doing architecture work. You will see cloud architect roles that are essentially senior engineers with a fancier title. Titles in this industry are not standardized, and that inconsistency has created a massive fog around what these roles actually mean. But when you cut through all that noise, there is a clean, clear difference at the core. Cloud engineer is focused on the how, a cloud architect is focused on why and the what. An engineer takes a design and makes it real. They deploy infrastructure while write automation, manage pipelines, monitor systems, debug failures, and keep everything running. Their world is operational, their output is working infrastructure. An architect looks at a business problem and figures out what infrastructure should be. They design the system before anyone builds it. They decide which cloud services to use, how the components will connect, where the security boundaries are, how the system will scale, and how much it will cost. Their world is strategic, their output is decisions. One executes, one designs. One is answerable to the infrastructure, one is answerable to the business. And that difference between executing and designing is exactly where the salary gap lives. Let me walk you through what these roles actually look like in practice. A day in the life of cloud engineer. It's Monday morning. A cloud engineer opens their laptop. There is an alert. Production service on cloud is showing latency. They dig into it. They dig into the logs. They identify the bottleneck, a misconfigure auto scaling policy that did not kick in fast enough during a traffic spike over the weekend. They fix it, they document it, they update the monitoring threshold so it does not happen again. After that, they work on a Terraform module they have been building to automate the provisioning of new environments. They run tests, they push it to the repository, and they get it reviewed. In the afternoon, they join a meeting with DevOps team to align on CI/CD pipeline migration. They know exactly how the current pipeline works. They have opinions about how to improve it. They get assigned tickets, they go and build. Their day is technical, hands-on, and deeply connected to real systems running in production. They are the ones who keeps the lights on, and that is genuinely important and valuable work. A day in the life of cloud architect. Same Monday morning, cloud architect opens their laptop. Their first meeting is with the VP of engineering and the CTO. Company wants to expand to Southeast Asia. They need to understand the latency requirements, the data residency regulations, and the cost implication of running infrastructure in that region. The architect is the person in the room who can answer all three of those questions and recommend an approach. After that, they spend 2 hours writing a design document for the new microservices migration, not writing the code, not building the infrastructure, writing the blueprint, deciding which services to go into which VPC, which databases to use, how secrets will be managed, where the CDN sits, how the disaster recovery strategy works. In the afternoon, they review a junior architect's design proposal for a new data pipeline. They give feedback, they flag 3 security risks, junior engineer had missed, they pushed the design back for revision. Their day involved almost on hands-on building. It is meetings, design documents, technical decisions, and explaining complex infrastructure choices to the people who are not infrastructure engineers. Same industry, same cloud platform, completely different mental model. Okay, let's talk about money, because that is half of why you clicked on this video. Cloud engineers in the United States in 2026, the average base salary sits between $130,000 and $150,000 a year. Entry level roles, typically with 1 to 4 years of experience, start around $110,000 to $115,000. Senior cloud engineers with 5 to 9 years of experience push into 125 to 150 range. Total compensation packages including bonuses and equity can comfortably exceed 175,000 at the senior level. For cloud architects, numbers shift meaningfully upward. Average total compensation on the Glassdoor as of May 2026 sits at just over $200,000 per year. The typical range for the experienced architects run between 117 and 259,000 depending on the company size, industry, and the specialization. Top earners, principal architects, enterprise architect as the major financial institutions report clearing 300,000 in the total compensation. The industry paying the highest for the architects right now are the financial services. Banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America are paying architects extremely well, followed by telecommunication management consulting firms like McKinsey and Accenture, and the information technology. Now here is the detail that actually matters for your career planning. Gap between a mid-level cloud engineer and a mid-level cloud architect is approximately $50,000 to $17,000 per year. Over a decade, that is $500,000 to $700,000 in lifetime earnings from making one mindset shift from executor to designer. That is not a small difference, that is a generational wealth difference. Now here is the thing most career advice gets completely wrong. People look at the cloud architect job description and they think, okay, I need to learn more services, more AWS, more GCP, more Kubernetes, more Terraform. If I just know enough technology, I will become an architect. And they are partially right. Technical depth matters, but it is not what separates engineers from architects. The research is actually pretty clear on this. The mid to senior transition in cloud careers stalls for the most people, not because of technical ability, but because of a scope and proactivity. Let me say that again. Most engineers who should be architects are not architects here because of how they think, not what they know. An engineer thinks about the system in the front of them. An architect thinks about the system in the context of entire organization, its cost, its security posture, its compliance requirements, its growth plan, and its team's structure. An engineer asks, how do I make this work? An architect asks, should we build this at all? And if yes, what are the trade-offs of this approach versus 3 other approaches we could have taken? An engineer's job is to solve the problem they were given. An architect's job is to define what the problem actually is and whether the proposed solution is right one. Architecture is about trade-offs. Every decision in the cloud infrastructure involves a balance between cost, performance, security, and reliability. And the learning to think in terms of trade-offs, not just correct answer, is what actually separates the good architect from a senior engineer with a fancy title. And there is one more thing, communication. An architect who cannot explain a multi-regional architect to a non-technical CFO and gets budget approval is not a real architect. Technical design is the only half of the job. Other half is making the business believe in it. This is the secret that no one tells you. The jump from engineer to architect is not a technical jump. It is a thinking jump, a communication jump, a responsibility jump. All right, enough theory. Let's talk about the actual part. Whether you are a fresher entering the cloud field or a working professional who has been a cloud engineer for 2 or 3 years, here is the honest roadmap for 2026. Phase 1, the foundation, 0 to 18 months. If you are starting from zero, your only job for first year and the half is to become a credible cloud engineer. Everything else comes after. Start with Linux. Every cloud server runs Linux. If you are not comfortable in Linux environment, start there before doing anything else. Then learn networking seriously precisely, not surface level networking, real networking, how the VPC works, how subnet and route tables and security groups actually controls the traffic. Networking is consistently cited as the biggest skill gap in people trying to become architects because they skipped it early. Pick one cloud platform and go deep. AWS has the largest market share and the most job posting globally. AWS Solution Architect Associate certification is the right target for this phase. Research consistently shows adds $15,000 to $25,000 to your salary. It is not just a certificate, it forces you to learn the right things in the right depth. Add infrastructure as a code. Terraform appears in over 75% of the cloud engineering job posting in 2026. If you cannot write infrastructure as a code, you are not competitive. By the end of 18 months, you should be able to deploy production infrastructure, troubleshoot real issues, and have at least one associate level certification. That is your foundation. Phase 2, the bridge, 18 months to 3 years. This is where most engineers plateau and where architects are born. The move from engineer to architect does not happen through certifications alone. It happens when you start thinking beyond the ticket in front of you. Start writing design documents even if nobody asks you to, even if your current role does not require it. When you work on a feature or infrastructure change, write down why you made the choices you made, what alternatives you considered, and what risks that you identified. Go deep on security. Security is now one of the most valued and highest paid specialization in the cloud. A cloud engineer with a genuine security depth who understand the IAM design, threat models, compliance framework is already operating like an architect. Security forces you to think about entire system, not individual components. Learn to think about cost. Cloud architects are partially defined by their ability to balance performance against the spend. Start reading your organization's cloud bill. Understand where the money goes. Develop opinions about how to reduce waste without sacrificing the reliability. This is called FinOps, and it is a skill that gets architect in the room of CFOs. Target the professional level certification in this phase, the AWS Solution Architect Professional or Azure Solution Architect Expert or Professional Cloud Architect from GCP. These credentials signal that you can design for the enterprise grade requirements. High availability, disaster recovery, multi-region compliance. That is architect territory. And critically, start mentoring someone more junior to you. Research from multiple career development studies shows that engineers who mentor junior developer leadership credibly faster than those who do not. It also forces you to articulate your knowledge clearly, which is exactly the communication skill architects need. Phase 3, the architect identity, 3 years and beyond. By this point, if you have done the work, you are already operating like an architect. The title and salary should follow, but here is how to accelerate it. Build a portfolio of architectural designs, not just projects, decisions. Document cases where you evaluated multiple approaches, made a recommendation, delivered a measurable outcome. This is what you bring to interviews and the promotion conversations. Develop your multi-cloud perspective. Over 95% of enterprise in 2026 operates in a multi-cloud model. An architect who only knows AWS deeply is valuable. An architect who understands the trade-offs between AWS, Azure, and GCP can design across them is exceptionally valuable. Learn to speak a business language. Practice explaining technical decisions in terms of business outcomes. We chose RDS over self-managed PostgreSQL, but we choose a managed database service because it reduces our operational risk, accelerate our time to market, and cost less than the engineering hours of managing ourselves. Same decision, completely different framing. That framing is what gets architect a seat at the executive level. If you have been at the mid-level for 3 years and the promotion is not moving, move companies. The market for experienced cloud professionals is strong. External hirings almost always move faster than the internal promotion. Do not wait. Let me give you some context from where I sit. At companies like Google, AWS, Azure, and across the hyperscalers and the large enterprise I have visibility into, the demand for the people who can bridge the technical and strategic gap is genuinely extraordinary right now. The engineers who move fastest into architect roles are not always the ones with the most certification. They are the ones who started asking bigger questions earlier. who volunteered for the design conversations, who showed up to the architecture review meetings even before they were invited. The candidates who stand out in a hiring at this level are the ones who can tell you not just what they built, but they built it that way, what trade-offs they made, what they would do differently right now. That depth of thinking, that is what the market pays a premium for. Not the title on your resume, not the number of certification, the quality of your judgment. And in 2026, with AI workloads exploding, with the company racing to move infrastructure to the cloud, with the global cloud spending projected to exceed $700 billion, there is more demand for that judgment than at any point of time in history of this industry. Window is open. The question is whether you are building towards walking through it. Let's bring this all together. Cloud engineer and the cloud architect, not just different level of the same job. They are different identities, different mental models, different relationships to the organization. Engineer execute, architects design. Engineers answer to the infrastructure, architect answers to business. The salary gap is real. $50,000 to $70,000 per year at the mid-level, $200,000 in average total compensation for experienced architect in 2026, with top earners clearly $300,000. The real gap is not technical, it is a mindset. It is learning to think in a trade-offs, learning to connect infrastructure decision to business outcomes, learning to communicate with the room full of people who do not speak your language. The roadmap is clear. Build the foundation, develop depth in security and cost, get to professional level certification, write design documents nobody asks you to write, mentor someone, and start asking bigger questions before you are officially allowed to. Because the architects who are earning $200,000 a year in 2026 did not wait for permission to think like architects. They started thinking like architects when they were still engineers. Before you go, if this video gave you a clear picture of where you are and where you need to go, subscribe, because this channel is built for exactly this kind of conversation. Drop a comment and tell me, are you currently a cloud engineer looking to make a transition, or you already an architect want to share what jump actually felt like for you. I read every comment and I genuinely want to hear from you. See you in the next one. Keep building, keep pushing the limits. Take care. Bye bye.